Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to your daily fix with NFA OFC. It is Thursday, February 29th, the 30th, and Friday to some people. Oh, no, the 30th. How many days are in February? It's March the 1st. So Friday for a lot of people. Lucky, lucky you. We are not financial advice, of fucking course. The rain here in Vancouver is bumming me out. So let's talk about the money flow cycle, which gives us a heads up on how the money moves within the market so we can make better decisions, people. And then we're going to talk about, Cosmos, Casper, Phantom, Kasuma, because we've been watching them for a while and we've been able to just learn a lot as they've been moving. And then I have a question about Tsuka, TSUKA, and Pope is going to help me look at it because I see a couple of crosses. So without further ado, Pope should join me. Hey, guys.
I'm here. I'm always
buddy.
here. I get to play with buttons for the first little bit. It's kind of nice. It's a little different, you know what I mean? I'm excited. I still a lot on the sidelines just with some of my set and forgets because they're long holds. I'm waiting for an entry. We've had lots of ups. We've had a little bit of pullback. I think we have a bit more to come before we see some more money injected, and that's when the next hunt is on, which I'm excited for. It's coming.
All this red is testing our self-control a little bit.
It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. All right, let's dig into it. It is. Let's have some fresh eyes because I haven't really looked at it all day. In and out, like I said, but we've drawn these lines before. These are starting to tighten a little more than we wanted, but I mean, they're both in the same direction, going the same way. We could move them down just ever so slightly, right? And we're still in the same path. And our curl, we were saying we might come down to this low 217s, 218s, and we're holding in here. This is good. This is good. This was scary. Everybody panicked. This is still a little down, a little bit up. We always talk about these healthy retracements. This is what we want to see. Coming up into a weekend, typically it pulls back a little. However, last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, our time, Sunday, Monday, the rest of the world, it did start to take off a bit. We can go in here, Saturday, Sunday of last weekend and Monday there. So it was in the mid of the end of the week here, Wednesday to Friday, where we saw our pullbacks. So much money in. I wouldn't be surprised if we hover around here with our total market cap. Critical greed, completely firing. Time for a little cool off, and then hopefully we maintain this money injection, this walk to the 2.3s, 2.4s. Be beautiful if we could. Dominance. Ooh, it's going down right now quite nicely. Is this on the daily? It is.
That looks all right, eh?
That looks beautiful. That is nice. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to get back down to these closer to the 50s and pull it down. We're in the right direction. And this is what we like to see on the daily. We're starting to get that curve that we like to indicate the cross is coming for the micro pair, which is what we want. And we talk about how much of the money is in Bitcoin. So that's nice. This is good. Cooling, leveling off, good. If you panic sold in the last 2 days, not good. Chicken Little, sky's falling. Natural profits. Take a breath. This is a healthy sign we're going the direction we like. Remember, 3 touches, typically we'll see a little bit. So it's not going to be straight down. There'll be little steps. But this is what we want to see. Bitcoin. after such movement, we said we want to see this consolidation and hold this line. We are right. The line we said we wanted to hold right here, 60,850 in this box, our daily consolidation box. And it's at 61,069. And we were just marking this up from the other day, saying we want to hold in here, consolidate, and then this is our next main resistance, 63. We know it can plow through these areas fast. We talk about it. That's why we have the shaded areas for where the consolidation is. And we talk about these, and we asked to mark it up last time. We talked about that. We're almost there. The fact that we're holding right in here, and when we zoom in, we didn't have a ton of movement in price action compared to what's been happening lately. Healthy sign. Makes sense when our DOM is dropping too. Our values staying the same. Our market caps cooled off very similar. Money's probably moving into these things. Back and forth quickly by the look of it. ETH. I'll just continue to leave the squiggle.
Just walking up the staircase, it looks like.
It would be, I don't know what more to say sometimes when it does this kind of stuff, and you understand you've been watching for a while, it's literally, we're off by just a few bucks here, people. And we've done this a long time with ETH. ETH has been doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, as we always say about it. And this is a prime example of healthy steps going, pullbacks. And love it. I love seeing this. It helps give confidence, confluence, faith in that the systems and how we look at our strategies and how the system works together works. There's always going to be anomalies, of course. But if you've been watching for all 37, 38 shows, we've been doing this for a long time with ETH and a few other tokens. And we play a lot of statistical rules and math and support resistance, squiggles. Love the squiggles. But same thing, ETH doing exactly what we thought will, and I think it's nothing, in my opinion, of what it's been doing changes. We're on par. I would love to see a nice high pop up to these points. I just don't think we will quite yet, but doesn't mean it won't happen. But when it does, now we're going to build the next area and we can clean up the chart a bit. But it's been a beautiful play. ETH has been great, and it's been nice to see all the hype.
ETH is one of those ones that kind of beats to its own drum to me. I have a harder time. I don't know. I hate to use using the word predicting, but being able to sort of follow the trends of ETH for the last year.
Things have a heartbeat, for sure. And then the other thing is, like, it's the echo chambers out there too, right? The maxis and the ETHators, and it's easy to sway. But I don't know if you're part in that or not either. So.
Oh yeah, I'm totally part of it.
I don't know. I knew it. All right. So this was something I also wanted to talk about a little bit more today. Was we picked this coin up from somebody in our Discord Targaryen, I think maybe. And we gave a few possible scenarios of best case, medium case, and worst case. And we were talking about the consolidation and what could happen with the indicators, but why we thought we wouldn't be down into these situations here because of the bullish sentiment of the market in general. And part of the strategy is if you're having trouble trying to figure out where to enter a trade, this helps lower your cost of entry. What it does by picking a couple is it dollar cost entries your trade. Well, here we know we didn't hit it. We hit it with this one. Well, we didn't bother with this one because we knew this was probably a pipe trade. So 1 out of 2 hit, and we're still in great profits from when we were talking about this. Riding all the ups and downs in a week, we're at 15% with all the ups and downs. If you put a limit buy at a support and resistance right there, you would have hit this wick and you would have made some more money there. Quite a bit, actually. But that's what I'm trying to bring awareness to with some of the discussion I've noticed on the Discord here was, I'm not timing these entries perfect, or I'll buy one that drops down a bit. That's your dollar cost entry. That's why you never go all in. Wait, because if you're not that good at entering and price and market fluctuation and you're on the faster trades, keep more of your bag, the dollar cost entry. Don't panic right away when it drops either. But if you look at
it, my friend Primo has a question here. If your dollar cost entry, how much do you put in? I know 10% is on the sidelines for dollar cost entry. How much of that 10% do we put in?
10% on the side. Let me know. Oh, 10% dry powder at all times. No, okay, so that's different. I want to address that question on a different coin, if I may.
Do you want to do that on the next one that I was bringing up, or just kind of one?
No,
that looks
I want to answer that question. Just don't let me forget it. Just go pretty much.
Okie dokie, doggy daddy.
No. Yeah.
Something to think about.
Oh, I have it. It's just better on another example that we used here. And I want to get through these ones, and then we'll get into yours and how that works, because we're going to use the same theory to get into the one that you want to see.
Yeah, man, I'm in. Let's do it.
So let's be done with Cosmos, because now I forgot where we were without it. Phantom. So Phantom, from, like we said, day one that we've been playing this, has been a great trade. And we've talked about, if you've missed these trades, you can get them in on the pullbacks, and how we're riding out just to this local high. And you had another great pullback. You could have put an entry here to get up into here. It's never too late. It's going to curl by the look of it over time. But our end goal with these last tokens has been to get out at this top. And we've been going through these coins and a few of them discussing that. That was our original entry, and we talked about other entries after this big pullback to get in and how you could have. And there's still all sorts of possibilities. On the daily, we're in green handle. Don't buy greens. There's always another trade somewhere. Still, our plan is to walk up to here. Once we get up to here, there should be a pullback. That's where we'll want to get into. And then now we're looking at the highs that we've talked about that are up into these levels. So Phantom, if you've been in it for the ride, it's been a great one. If you're not in some of these and you're like, it keeps going over the same ones, you're getting the mentions. And then, like I said, I'm back and I'm going on the hunt as of tomorrow. So we'll find more. There's always more. Kusama. This was our entry. This was where we told you can get in on the retest and where you could get in again. That was a wicked call on that one, on that wick. I mean, interesting how that was a great call that long ago, made you that much profit. That same entry hit a few days ago. That's how crazy.
These wicks are wild.
Right? Ah,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So sometimes if you have faith and money to ride, you can just put a low entry in and see what hits. It does tie up capital, of course. But when they hit, they're great. And yeah, this is where, for your own heart, these kind of patterns that we're looking out and playing and monitoring is, we're playing more the longer game because it's a lot easier on your sanity to go ride out all that lack of emotion over 23 days and take 34%. That's still a massive return for not even looking at it. Right? So that's why when I say set and forgets and you're doing these for the longer slow trades, you don't have to look every day. In fact, if you did, why aren't you slow trading or fast trading at that? And I mean, the nerves for some people to watch this go up and down that much is enough to fry some people because they're not used to it. And if they never looked and they just followed because we said here, and current price action right now here today, 33%, 23 days, or 33, yeah, my bad. I mean, that's massive money. And this is just a few. This isn't the most. I mean, we haven't pulled up Casper in how long? We've done more than that with Casper and Stacks and AGIX and Beam. And we've had a ton of these. It's been great. Algorand. Or not Algorand, sorry, EGLD. I always want to get this called Algorand. So we moved this entry point here yesterday's show. And we were talking about if we put limit entries when we're doing it and where we would have put these limit entries. This was one, and then this was our third. And this is your dollar cost entry. Now, I shouldn't have moved it in the show the other day, but we moved it because we knew it hit. So we now got in at where this as our median was. And to our goal for this trade, we're looking at about 28.4%. Well, just from that concept and discussing it this week on the show, it's right around 5 some oddish percent. So when you start to look for these areas of support and resistance, consolidation, possible pullbacks with wicks, that's where you can use the strategy of dollar cost entering your trade. So say you had $1,000 to trade and put $500 on one and put $500 on 50 cents, and there's your wick spread, just using those numbers as examples, right? And then you have your laddering in approach. And if there's ever a quick pull down and it hits, and then it goes right back up again, you're in more profit instantly. It's great. So that was our rationale when we were doing this entry for the retest, a pullback entry, and what looked to be like the bottom of that rectangular consolidation. So 2 of our entries hit, and if all things continue to go well, which it looks like it is, we should get up to this area of resistance, which has been our target for this trade. Who knows? You might want to hold it long term or whatever, but for now, as we've been talking, this has been our target. And taking slower trades that takes a few weeks to stack 28, 30%. It's a good way to do it. It's healthy trading. That kind of answers Primo's question. How much of your budget, when you said dry powder is always reserved for emergencies or opportunities?
That's the 10%.
Yeah, and that's only, there's different amounts. When we say when you have your, and that's misleading, because when you have your total trading budget, there's always 10% that's money that's typically only left for opportunities. Then within that trading allocation as well, you still have a percentage of cash on hand for trading to have to dollar cost entry when they come back. That number is going to be different for everybody. But then we also know you never go all in on a trade. So you're always still reserving different levels of spending capital. You're not deploying it all at once. And that's why I'm trying to get to, I'll use probably 10,000 just for easy numbers and zeros for people to change it from $10, $1,000, $100, 100,000. And you can see how that actually breaks down. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense for the dollar cost entry.
So if I'm going to, generally when I put money on things, I throw in 25% of my budget. It's just kind of what I do. And so if I was going to have 25% of my budget and I wanted to dollar cost entry, is there a certain percentage I put in first? You know, do I do 50 and then 50? Do I do, if I've got 3 points, do I do
if you were using $2 cost entries, yeah, 50, 53, 33, 33, 33.
Okay.
Right, tied up. But then again, like I said, if 25% of your budget, let's just say, was $2,500, then, or whatever it happened to be, just break that down how you would want to. And then if it's not hitting those after a little bit, free up the capital, cancel them out.
Right.
Right. Get the capital working for you on other stuff. But when they hit, you'll be happy they do. It's just a little more advanced looking at entries. And I find it more for the faster trading. Let's be honest. You know, if you're buying this to hold for a month or a month and a half, 2 months at some of these trades we're talking about, like I said, it doesn't really matter that much. Just buy it a red day. You know, it's not going to make a big difference to how long the walk that it's going to take to our target. And our numbers have been proving that already. You know,
you and I were talking about this the other day, and I was trying to figure out how much of my budget should go into long-term holds and things like that, what would work for me. And excuse me, I'm so sorry. And so it's just a matter of trying to figure out, because I still want to practice. You know what I mean? Like I still wanted that option to practice going in and out on a swing trade, just because that's what we're working on. And usually when you're learning something, you kind of get obsessed with seeing it every day. And, you know, so to me, it's a good time to practice that swing, but I'm also lessening my opportunity because I'm not putting it into as many long-term holds as I should be. So that's what I'm working with right now, because I still want to practice.
I mean, I would be very clear. If you want to build wealth and you're learning how to trade, if your goal is to build wealth, last thing you should be doing is swing trade. In a bull, you're not going to outplay these percentages. You're learning how to be a trader. Like, really? You know, the best advice I can give you, if you want to build wealth, take some of these, just buy them, hold them, don't even fucking look at them. Do some good DYOR, the set forget list. It's coming, so I've been on the road, blah, blah, blah. All that, you know, I mean, you can already figure out like stacks. I think we already talked a few. But, you know, just holding those for the next 6 to 8 months-ish, possibly, hopefully longer, it's going to blow your mind. If you think you can out trade that, that's why I'm always saying your trading part should only be like this much of it. Learn how to trade, yes, by learning the ins and the outs and the swings and the lows. But if you're not putting the majority of your uh, savings into good holds and long-term positions, and you're chasing the waves, uh, mo- Google the stats on the success of that. I have a system that works very well and tools that work really well. And like I said, it always comes down to the motion, and I'm also neurodivergent. I get to see patterns differently. So, it's not everybody's same. I'm not saying the best. I make mistakes all the time. I made some big ones. But the smartest game, if you're here to build wealth, is the majority of your stuff should be long-term holds in good projects. If it's smaller alt cryptos and smaller micro caps, take the profits as fast as you can. Because
Well, I think that's the balance. That's the balance that I'm struggling with, because I want to be able to still be in the game, because while I'm learning something, I get, a little bit obsessed with it for a bit, and I want to learn as much as I can, but if I put so much in there, but I can still play with these 1% and plus and this and that doesn't really break what I'm trying to do, which is, be profitable at some point. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I like the game a little bit, and I know the game is to put stuff in for a little bit longer, but I'm working at the balance.
Well, and that's where that breakdown budget can be for you. Like maybe it's 50% of each for somebody who wants to be 50% swing trading, 50% that. I'm giving what I think is a great way to learn budget. If you kept that smaller amount of your bigger budget to swing trading and longer holds and things like that, but whatever you're comfortable with, that's where you adjust those numbers. It makes you sleep at night. The only thing that is really important is understanding the money flow cycle, how the indicators work, and the mentality of the sheeple. How you want to trade those things is purely up to the individual, in my 2 cents. That's why I'm always like, how would I trade that? I don't know if I can answer that, because I've made some dumb moves. Absolutely. All right, let's get back to it. What was the one you wanted again?
Tsuka, TSUKA.
TSUKA. Do we have it on here?
I thought so. You can just type it in. Do a little typesies.
Let's grab an unnamed here. Let's add it. TS, you said?
Yeah. UKA. There she is.
Right. Let's do it on, I guess, USDT on Maxi. Why not? Tsuka. From scratch. We haven't had one of these in a while. Let's have a look. But let's go on the weekly. 22. I remember the name. I can't remember what it is. Interesting. Okay. What we got here? This is where we need, like, look at that. Just the current price right at the. That's cool.
Just feel like on the weekly and the daily, to me, it looked like, I don't know, it looked like some stuff was happening. I couldn't tell if it was long or short, but things lined up a little bit. Until you say otherwise, because I could be very, very
Hey, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball.
Oh man, wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, we get close though. I'll give our tools credit and our strategies credit, but
Confluence is the most crystal it'll get.
yeah, pretty much. And then right when you think you got it, it will still come to.
Yeah, I mean that happens on the daily. Well, on the regular anyway.
I was about to say on the weekly.
Heyo. All right, what are you seeing? Talk to me.
All right, I'll do that one later. I keep realizing that's always the wrong one. Well, right now, this is clearly our consolidation that our price is trying to beat is this 0.039, right? And we've had significant pullback. We made it to kind of a weird spot. Above this, but nothing really strong. I bet you on the dailies, this is a more logical support resistance, perhaps. I say we just drop a couple above and a couple below, just in case it does decide to break. We can kind of see where. All right, that should be enough for the weekly. What are we looking at in terms of percentages too? Actually, hold on.
Brings me so much joy when I see you putting the boxes where I also may have put some boxes.
Ooh, pretty boxes. That's great. I love that kind of stuff. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, tell me more. That sounds like something I like. I don't know when I sent this to you. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, though. I think it was probably yesterday when I gave you that list of things when I nerded out on the coin list.
I mean, this makes sense, this pullback when we zoom in. Okay, like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 26.4%. That's a lot of money. We are, as you said, we're right on the cross on the weekly, meaning we're off. We have some nice compression. That's big up on the weekly. We're definitely looking to go toward. There's a beautiful find on the weekly. On the daily, let's on the daily, it's kind of gross. Interesting.
I think kind of gross was not what I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, like it's hard. Like it's what I mean by that is it's fast in directions. There's not a lot of not what I'm used to seeing, maybe is a better way to put it. It's not bad. This is not a bad thing. So on the daily, if we get into our daily rectangle, we can see for sure we have a lot of in here. We need to hold coming back down to here. Right now, like this is fast movement through these areas. That's insane. That's actually quite nice. How much is that? Huh. All right. All right. All right.
All right. I'm looking for off to the races, but apparently
Oh,
we're
don't
not.
count this out yet. There is a lot of money movement here. This is actually quite exciting. We're on daily, right? Lock this for a minute here.
I don't know if anybody's listening has ever like dove into this coin or ever put anything on this coin. I'm curious to see what they have to say. It's interesting volatility.
Yeah, like that's where I mean, like I'm like, wow, like this is and that's a lot of movement in short periods of time, which is nice. For the for the faster trading. Now, crazy. What are they saying? Yeah. I'd be putting some entries. This is on the daily, right? So we're still off. Absolutely. When you're saying, are you waiting for me to say off to the races? Off to the fucking races.
Thank
Does that
you.
mean right now here is the best time to buy? No, I don't think it is. I mean, we've had massive pullback there, but that is sick profits. So our target.
I didn't update myself on what the 4-hour said in this particular coin, I don't think, or at least I didn't make any notes on it.
Sorry, we're on the daily. I haven't looked yet. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Take your time. This is tight.
Yeah, I've heard it because I just remember the name, and like I like those kind of pronunciations.
Mhm.
Ski, and I can't or Suka. I can't remember for the life of me what it's for. But I, don't love, don't hate it, don't, just trade it. And these are some nice percentages in between. And on the daily, we've broken this downward trend, right? So now we're looking to start to recontest these next areas of consolidation, just down more in time, right? I mean, it damn near tested this area consolidation in a couple of days. So that's why I mean, with that much healthy profit, pullback to be expected, critical fear or critical greed fire on the day, but off to the races. We have legs a few days behind a cross. I mean, imagine getting in here, finding this belly.
And I think because on the weekly, then the cross like kind of has just happened. That's also, just between the two of them, that just seemed like, I don't know, maybe not a long
That's
hold,
great.
but maybe.
That's beautiful. It's exactly what you're looking for. Let's jump in on a 4. Right? We can see, are we going to get a little bit of curl, a little bit of pullback? It's holding this line, this 3670, just above it. It's been holding it. I mean, if our target is up here, if this is our target, and you get in right now here today, Who cares if it dips a little bit in price and it takes longer to get up there if you're in it for the long haul? But this is the kind of stuff when we're looking at it, you go, ah, shit, yeah, okay, it's going to come back down here. Well, is it? I don't think so. We're in a bull market. It just broke this weekly downtrend line. Hella fine, Kate.
Thanks for
Right.
thinking of me.
So, well, thanks for thinking of us. This is a gift to the community right now. You know, over critical greed, yeah. Just from the last pullback Wednesday to right now here today. Huh,
That's wild. Just over a day. Crazy.
right? 37%. So I would expect to see a little retracement. But on the 2 hours, you can see we're doing this. So this is where you have to use your own judgment. We're in a bull market. We just saw what it looked like on the daily. Maybe it will pull back to this 03670 or this 03489. You know, so maybe you do want to put, you know, an entry in here around the support resistance area, right where it's been hobbling.
Yeah, because that micro bull is picking up again.
Right. Now, maybe you want to play safe and play one down here. And maybe don't care. You just buy. Because it has had this consolidation. And you're going to play it out to this next weekly line. But if we look at this on the 2 hour now, we can see that in here is where it's fighting. This box. I don't think we have a 2 hour rectangle. Yeah, no. 1 hour. Top, a little bit pull back. Makes sense we would have a little bit more. Lots of up, a little bit down. These are healthy. This is insane, but this is healthy retracement, especially from all that. It went that high up and it's holding this line for quite a while. That's strong. I think this is a pipe dream. Is it on a daily? This one probably not so much. That one maybe. We're off. There's a lot of money to be made here. And if you don't want to miss it, you don't worry about in the first 3-4 days of a pullback, or you wait until there is a red candle on this. You have on 4 hour critical greed. Wait, there'll be a red candle coming. But if you're going away for 3 weeks and you're not going to have access, yeah, put a limit buy, and hopefully one of them hits. If both hits, you're great. If one hits, you're great.
God, that would be nice to come home to.
Like when I'm on and knowing that when we look on this on the weekly, we got the cross and we can see how much has come up. Yeah, a little bit into here makes sense to pull back. There's some big wicks on these pullbacks, but we're in a bullish market sentiment on the daily. Massive pullback already, a little bit, lots of green. I would expect a little bit more of a pullback. Wait a little bit. funny how it changes them on the different. Got to make the circles in the right prices or the right time frames, I should say. So this is an interesting one. And it would be neat to see how it contests this, and it would have to retest. And I mean, with the Wix, this is insane. This is a tough one to read because there is lots of time to spread. And as we saw when we were talking with this one, we knew this was probably a pipe dream. We caught those two. It would be nice to catch these two because then our entry is here and we can see how much more percent we're adding to this 74% target. And it doesn't look like it stays. That's a tough one. You know me, I don't like buying greens, so I'd wait for a pullback. But on a weekly bullish and a daily bullish, this is good long-term trending. I'll just wait for a little red candle. It's coming. With how big these wicks can be, it's tough to, yeah, even on the 15s, I would like to think you could get back into here. Price territory. That makes sense. I think you found a gem.
Thanks for looking at that. That's awesome.
I think you found a gem. And even on the 15s, I mean, you can see and then the breakout. Yeah. Wait for the next curl. It'll be nice to see what this does next week. Watch the money flow. We're going to be having a look at it tomorrow. We've been seeing some fast in, fast out days. And we talk about that a lot on the show, how fast the money moves. And if you're swing trading, you gotta trade with it. Desi, I agree. That was fun. That was neat. Cool. It is. I wish I knew you ran by me. I had no idea. I'm sitting there spinning in the corner half the time trying to figure out, because you slightly move the mouse and it's like, whoa, it was crazy. I got to get a controller or something for it.
I love that you guys were running around as apes and not able to find each other. I think that's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It was great fun. With that, we held strong. We did it. You were almost in double digits. I'm on the hunt, so it's hard to make foolish mistakes unless I'm panic selling, which I have no intention to do because everything I have right now is a long hold. So I'm excited to start sharing the hunt. It's been a heck of a week for me personally. And I'm excited to just have this as the focus in so many different ways for you guys, for us, and some cool things coming that I can't wait to share with you all. More prizes like the first round giveaways and some funky stuff. So I think that's all I've got. I've talked enough. The Crypto Caddy, you got anything?
No, guys, I'm just stoked. I'm really stoked about that coin. Now I want to dive into the other ones on my list and see if I can know what I'm looking at. You know, I may not be able to voice it as well as you can when you're going over them, but I definitely can find them and you can explain them.
I'm looking forward to that one. We'll dig in that one for little better entries when I'm not so brain fried and so late at night. But Quan, thank you very much. I sometimes always feel like I'm just rambling. So when I see the greats and the thanks, it makes me feel like I'm not crazy, I guess.
And the Go Canucks. I mean, the Go Canucks always just lift us up.
You know, I mean, they're tough to beat right now. They are tough to beat.
Are they? I don't even know.
You don't know
Yes.